This is controversial. Let's go to the most controversial one of them all, would be ANWR, Alaska. So, and believe me, I'm in the minority on this in votes. So, this is ANWR. This is a picture of ANWR. And so, you get all these mailers in the mail, because I see these mailers, that make it look like ANWR is, you know, like Yellowstone Park, you know, with the geyser and the big trees and the lake. This is ANWR. It is the northern coastal plain of Alaska. This is what it would look like with a drilling platform. This is a drilling platform 200 miles west of ANWR in Prudhoe Bay. And so all of these drilling platforms taken together to get at that 16 billion barrels of ANWR, all of those together to get at that would add up to 2,000 acres. Let me give you a perspective of what we're talking about here. Alaska is an enormous country, an enormous state. Excuse me, it's the size of a country. This is the state of Alaska relative to the continental United States. This is ANWR right here. It's about the size of South Carolina. It's 20 million acres. That yellow area is what we call the coastal plain. This is the ANWR, and that's the coastal plain. The total footprint that the bill we've tried to pass in Congress limits the human footprint to is 2,000 acres. That little, you know, red postage stamp there. With a total 2,000 acre human footprint that looks like those drilling platforms I told you, you can get at that 16 billion barrels of oil. The Congressional Research Service this year told us that the money the federal government would raise on getting that through rent, royalties, and taxes would be $191 billion over the next 10 years. That's $191 billion you could use to reduce the deficit, that you could use to do a Manhattan Project to invest in research in hydrogen and nuclear and renewable energy so we could get off of oil. ANWR is the smallest of the known fields that we have. The Intermountain region, which is this area up here, you know, Idaho, Montana, that area, that's 2 trillion barrels. Outer Continental Shelf is out in the coast here, more than 50 miles out, and off of the coast of Florida. On limits is the coast of Louisiana and Texas, and we now know we can get oil out of the ground in an environmentally safe and sound way. Now, I know I just said something controversial that people don't agree with. Through 21st century drilling technology, through multi-directional drilling, you can get it out of the ground in a very safe and secure way. Let me give you just one case in point. Off the coast of Texas and Louisiana, when Katrina hit those drill rigs, that was a Category 5 hurricane at that time. Nothing got spilled into the ocean because they saw it coming, they turned it off, and they knew how to handle these things. The bigger field is over here in the coast of Florida, which is off limits. It's off limits to us. But right now, Cuba, with the assistance of China, 45 miles off our coast, is laterally drilling into that field and now tapping that oil. So somebody else is getting the oil, it's just not us. And so the point I'm making is, since we now know how to get oil and gas in an environmentally safe way, let's get it. We have more than Saudi Arabia has. And the point is, then let's take the money we get from that, the federal government raises, and invest it in research so we can get off of oil itself, off of fossil fuels. Invest in the science to get us the renewables, get us the stuff. That's the point I'm trying to make.